الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين محمد ابن عبد الله وعلى آله وأصحابه وتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. So we want to welcome everyone to another episode of the Saturday lectures, and inshallah ta'ala we are going to start the reading of the Holy Quran, Surah An-Nisa, Surah 4, verses 22 to 24. If you have this Yusuf 4, 22, no, Surah 4, chapter 4, 22 to 24. If you have this Quran, it is page 214, 215, 215, 214 to 215, 214 to 215. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا تنكحوا ما نكح آباؤكم من النساء إلا ما قد سلف إنه كان فاحشة ومقتا وساء سبيلا. حرمت عليكم أمهاتكم وبناتكم وأخواتكم وعماتكم وخالاتكم وبنات الأخ وبنات الأخت وأمهاتكم اللاتي أرضعنكم وأخواتكم من الرضاعة وأمهات نسائكم وربائبكم اللاتي في هجوركم من نسائكم اللاتي دخلتم بهن فإن لم تكونوا دخلتم بهن فلا جناح عليكم وحلائل أبنائكم الذين من أصلابكم وأن تجمعوا بين الأختين إلا ما قد سلف إن الله كان غفورا رحيما. صدق الله العظيم. Surah An-Nisa, verse 22. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and marry not women whom your fathers married, except with what is past. It was shameful and odious, an abominable custom indeed. So in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says it is haram for you to marry any woman that has been married by your dad. وَأُمَّهَاتُ النِّسَاءِ وَحُرِّمَتْ عَلَيْكُمْ, and also it is made haram for you to marry ummahatukum, your mothers. So forbidden to you for marriage are your mothers, وَبَنَاتُكُمْ, your daughters, وأخواتكم, sisters, وعماتكم, fathers, sisters, aunties, وخالاتكم, mothers, sisters, وبنات الأخ, brother's daughter, وبنات الأخت, sister's daughter, وأمهاتكم التي أرضعنكم, foster mothers who gave you suckle, or who gave you suck, who breastfed you, وأخواتكم من الرضاعة, foster sisters, وأمهات نسائكم, your wife's mother, that's your mother-in-law, وربائبكم التي في هجوركم, your stepdaughters under your guardianship, born of your wife. وربائبكم التي في هجوركم من نسائكم التي دخلتم بهن. So your stepdaughters under your guardianship, born of your wives, to whom you have gone in. So the wives that you have married and you have consummated the marriage, then you cannot marry their daughters. فَإِن لَمْ تَكُونُوا دَخَلْتُمْ بِهِنَّ فَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ. But if you have not consummated the marriage with them, then that's not sinful. That's no problem. وَحَلَائِلُ أَبْنَائِكُمْ, and the wives of your sons, or your sons' wives, wives of your son, that are coming from your loins, they are coming from you biologically, proceeding from your loins. Sorry? Not adopted sons' wives. Well, وَعَلَائِلُ أَبْنَائِكُمُ الَّذِينَ مِنْ أَصْلَابِكُمْ, not your adopted son's wife, but the sons that you actually gave birth to, the sons that are from you. And I'm sure Sheikh will refer to the qissa. وَأَن تَجْمَعُوا بَيْنَ الْأُخْتَيْنِ, and you shouldn't marry two blood sisters, إِلَّا مَا قَدْ سَلَفَ, except what has happened before. إِنَّ اللَّهَ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, indeed, كَانَ غَفُورًا رَحِيمًا, is oft forgiven and most merciful. So these are the ayahs that we have read. Inshallah, we أول محسنات. Okay, well, let me just read it. والمحسنات من النساء إلا ما ملكت أيمانكم. And prohibited as well, the prohibition is in continuation, are women already married, except those whom your right hand possess. كتاب الله عليكم. So this is, Allah has ordained this prohibition, He has made them law. وَأُحِلَّ لَكُمْ مَا وَرَاءَ ذَلِكُمْ أَن تَبْتَغُوا بِأَمْوَالِكُمْ مُحْسِنِينَ غَيْرَ مُسَافِحِينَ. Except for those, all others are lawful, provided you seek them in marriages with gifts from your property. But it has to be in marriage and nothing else. فَمَا اسْتَمْتَعْتُمْ بِهِ مِنْهُنَّ فَآتُوهُنَّ أُجُورَهُنَّ فَرِيضَةً. So you have to give them their dowry. So give them their dowry for the enjoyment you have of them as a duty. ولا جناح عليكم فيما ترديتم به من بعد الفريضة إن الله كان عليما حكيما. So after the dowry has been prescribed, ye agree naturally, there is no blame and Allah is all-knowing, and Allah is all-wise. So these are the ayahs we have read from 22 to 24. Inshallah, we pass the microphone to Sheikh to elaborate more. Jazakallah khairan.
Barakallahu fikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala ashrafil mursalin nabiyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alright, we are going to discuss about khitbah. Khitbah is the proposal, to propose to a woman. And this is why we are reading these verses, women that you can propose to and women that you cannot propose to. And if you look at the verses you have read, from verse 22 until the end of 24, it means you have about 3 sessions here. You have one that comes with your own blood, isn't it? Isn't it? So you have some also which are permanent prohibition. That means forbidden. You are permanently forbidden to marry these people as long as you live. You understand? And then you have some also which are probational, that means temporary. As long as that condition goes off, you can marry them, isn't it? And some of them also, it comes from marriage relations. So, which ones are permanent, according to what you have read? Check, let me see. Which ones are permanent ones, that you cannot marry them at all in your life? How many?
Also a woman that your
Foster
father
mothers.
and also a woman that your father has married.
Okay, the one that your father had married. Okay.
Basically, blood family, all the close relatives through blood, like mother, sister, auntie, and nephews and nieces. I think these are the primary ones.
Yeah, all right.
Permanent ones.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. All right. And which one are temporary? They have been prohibited just for temporary, in the temporary cases. Yes.
2 sisters, so if one of the sisters passes away, you can marry the other one then, I think. But you can't marry them at the same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
All right. In other words, joining 2 sisters together, if one of them is what?
Pass away or divorce.
Pass away?
Or divorce, yeah.
Oh,
No
okay.
longer married.
Oh, okay, all right. So you cannot buy one and get another one free. That's forbidden. Mashallah, that is good. Yes, and which is, yes, anyone else? According to what you have read? Married women. Okay, very good. So married women, you cannot marry them. But if they are what? Divorced or husband dies, for example, then you can marry them. Okay. Yes. Anything else? What? Somebody's talking? Who? Abdullah?
The right hand, the one at the right hand.
Which one is your right hand possess? Can you explain to them what your right hand possess?
So Sheikh is saying, but before Sheikh, there was a sister here, she was saying about Rabbi Ibukum.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, so Sheikh is asking, what does your right hand possess mean?
Somebody who's in your household who like you've got through war, like somebody who has come in your household from sort of a war situation.
Okay.
And you're actually looking after that person. It's like I think something like that is what you're right and possess.
Okay, so you are saying it's it has to be from war.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
And they can be anyone. Can be a man or a woman.
Well, the thing is like whatever your right hand possess is whatever you get from war, the situation from war, right?
Right. Okay. If you see
So
whatever.
she's a woman. If she's a woman.
So if it is whatever, why would it be mentioned here? Say for example, if it's a fridge or a Rolls Royce or a Mercedes, why would it be mentioned here?
Well, what I would think is that in a war situation, yes, things has been that shared up, right?
Yeah, we understand what you're saying. That if a war happens and the booty is divided by the imam or the leader, and you don't have to question him because he's God's wisdom. So whatever he gives you, right, and you don't have to go and capture and say this is what I captured. It has to be put together, and then the leader says, okay, or the imam says, this share goes to this person, this share goes to this person, because this has happened before. So whatever falls into your hand or your hand is what is Mamalakat Aymanukum. What I'm saying, what the question is it a property, is it a woman, is it a man, is it anything? We want it to be specific.
Yes. I think that's anything that has been given to you.
Okay.
That's what your right hand possesses from. It's
Okay.
given to you by the imam or the person who's in charge.
Okay, but in this ayah, what actually do you think is being referred to?
Well, I think it's in your household. That position has come to you in your household from the imam or something like that.
Okay. Anyone to help? Thank you very much. Good try. Anyone to help? Ma malakat aymanukum. What does it mean? What your right hand possess? Hey, Alaji Alpha, Sheikh Imam Alaji Alpha. Yes, what your right hand possess? You have an idea. We wanted you to be specific. People who you look after. So if a man is looking after 10 women, he can't marry them, or can he marry them? Because the question Sheikh wants to know is, there are women permanently you can't marry them, and then we move to the ones that, if it's conditional, if that condition changes, or if that condition change, then you can marry them. You understand? Like so a woman who is married, right? You cannot marry, the man cannot marry, any man cannot marry that woman as long as she is in a valid marriage. You see? So now it comes to Mamalakat Aymanukum, what your right hand possesses, because that's what is in the Quran. So what happens there? By the way, it's haram for a woman to get married to 2, 3, 4 men, even if they don't live in the same country. As long as one act has been done for a woman, she cannot marry to any other man on the face of the planet until and unless that marriage is finished or the husband passes away, because the marriage is until death. After death, the woman becomes free or the man becomes free, so they can marry again. And they cannot be passed, the woman cannot be passed into property, like we said the week before. If the husband dies, then the wife does not become the property of the husband's family. If anyone wants to marry the same woman from the family, and the woman wants to marry in that family, the person has to do a new act, a fresh nikah, new one, with dowry and everything. Now, I'll pass the microphone to Sheikh again.
You got it?
Yes.
All right, alhamdulillah. Good. So, mashallah, the first one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, and do not marry women who had been married by your father. Why? If the father had divorced that woman, for example, if the father had divorced that woman, she became free, isn't it? Why is that you cannot marry if you want to marry that woman? Why you cannot marry her?
Because there's tendency that woman has given back.
No, one person at a time.
So, do we understand Sheikh's question? The ayah says, do not marry women that have been married by your dads, except for what has happened before. Okay? Now listen to the end of the verse, because Allah says it was shameful and odious. An abominable custom indeed. So it is shameful, it is odious, and it's an abomination. So now Sheikh's question is, suppose your dad divorced this woman. Can the son marry that woman?
No.
Why? One at a time. Right, okay, so she's like a mother, yes? Because of the... Yeah, that's what happened actually. We are past that. It has happened. It's become the wife of your dad. So it is for the men. Can the men marry them even if the dad is separated from that woman? Why? Huh?
Bloodline.
I think my brother has to answer to that.
Yeah, why is haram? Why? Because it's your mom? Because it's your stepmom? Because it's your wife's former wife? Is your dad's former wife? Okay. Now to the men. Yes.
Let's say, for example, if they have children.
If they have children, the children are your stepbrothers or stepsisters.
Yeah, we know we have them as a step, but I mean, the one thing that we have to look into is like, because if it's your dad, we have to think about the bloodline. That's a direct bloodline there.
Okay.
So in other words, those kids there, they're like your real brothers.
Okay.
You know, or likewise, if the woman had the children from a different father, then you'll be like, say, this is like a complete step. But that one is like a direct bloodline from your father. I'm not saying that you're supposed to marry the woman.
Okay.
I'm just talking about the direct relationship you have.
So that makes them marry that woman.
So no, you can't marry that.
You can't marry that woman. Okay, let's go back to Sheikh.
Yes, cameraman. Are you alright? Are you okay? What do you say about it? Why you cannot marry the woman that our father had married, but they have been divorced?
It's our mother. Because she has been our mother in the first place.
Yeah.
So even if they have separated, they remain still as our mother.
Okay. All right. Because of that.
Yeah, that's what I believe.
That is very good, mashallah. Good. In other words, as you have said, they were considered to be our mother in the first place, isn't it?
Yeah.
And in the second place, also with the respect. That's why Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his wives, Allah said what?
Our mothers.
They are our what?
Mother.
And therefore, no one was allowed to marry any one of his wives after he died, isn't it? After he died, he said no, nobody, because they are our mothers. And also as a mark of respect, this is your prophet. This woman, your prophet had gone in this woman and so forth, and therefore it's a mark of respect. It is not nice for you to be in that kind of a position. Okay? All right. So in Islam, Islam shows something which is so nice. Before Islam, what people used to do? Before Islam,
You used to marry their stepmother.
they used to marry their what?
Stepmom.
Stepmom.
That's why I must make it very clear here. Illa ma qad salaf. Except the things that had passed. And even with that one, when Islam came, they have to leave them. Like some of them before, you have the next one is your mothers. Your mothers, you cannot marry your mothers, isn't it? You cannot. But nowadays the world is changing. You have some people who are married to their mothers, and you have some fathers also who are married to their daughters. And this was pre-Islamic, before Islam. People, they used to do all these kind of things. But in Islam, no. It is haram, completely haram to do something like that. And your daughters, your own daughters. This is the reason why in Islam, we do not want somebody, if you have given birth to someone somewhere, for example, okay, do not disregard that particular person. The other person does not know you. You know, some people, they marry somewhere or whatever, and whatever happened and so forth, they just leave the woman, for example. And then they have, maybe the time that you left, the woman was what? Was pregnant. The woman was pregnant, and we did not know. And you did not know. Then later on, maybe the mother was not there, or you met somewhere after she had what? Grown up. Then you went and got married to that particular person. Whose fault is that?
The father's fault.
It is the father's fault, isn't it? It is father's fault. So you should not say that some people said, oh, I don't care, you woman, you take, all the time they said the woman should take the, what's called the children, the child. No, it is you have to have your relation with the child, or that particular children, and so forth, and let them also know you. It is very, very important, so that tomorrow this thing will not happen. This one will not what? Happen. Like the time, and also those who have already what? Breastfed you. Okay? Their children also become what to you?
Brothers and sisters.
Huh?
Brothers and sisters.
Okay. So they become your what? Your foster sisters or brothers, isn't it? In the time of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they were going to get married, some people, and they have everything and so forth. You have. So Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was just coming to conduct the marriage. And then an old woman ran and came out and so forth. And said, Messenger of Allah, please stop. He said, yes, anything? He said, yes. These two who are now going to get married, I have what? Breastfed them. And Prophet ﷺ did not do it. And both of them started crying and crying and crying. Because they what? They love each other. They love each other. But they could not go ahead of that. Okay? So all this, that's why it is very important in Islam. In Africa, women, they have this kind of tendency. Any child, maybe they get it and so forth, they start to circle that particular child. You know, in Africa. Little babies and so forth. Oh, as long as she has milk, she starts to breastfeed that child. But you cannot do that. Because when you do that, the child now becomes what to you? So tomorrow that child cannot what? Marry your what? Your children. You cannot. In Africa they have this kind of tendency, women. You know, they have a child, this one has, oh, they can, and they start to breastfeed that particular child. No, you cannot do that. Except in a very, very critical condition. Okay? Maybe the mother, for example, something had happened to the mother in somewhere, and there is no food for that child and so forth. Can you have milk that you want to give it to that particular child? Well, even if you do that, at the end of the day, let them know that this child, you have what? Breastfeed that child. Okay. So this is one of the things. So with that, you cannot go and propose to that particular child when she grows up. You cannot go and propose to that particular child. So to go and propose to someone, you must try to find out exactly if there is any kind of thing that prohibits you from marrying to that particular lady. Not because you love that person and so on and so forth. Nowadays you say, oh, because you are in a modern world, so you can do whatever you want to do. No, you can't do that.
Alhamdulillah, subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Let's get ready for Isha prayer. We just send the mic to studio number 2 to make the adhan, inshallah. Get ready. Assalamu alaikum. Yes.
Okay.
I check the only person here.
What's the problem?
You have to pray. If you don't have a problem.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters, we are here on the second episode of the lectures of today, and we will not waste time. We just pass the mic to our humble Sheikh, Dr. FAISAL BOADI, to dwell in on the commentary of this particular ayah. And I will advise the brothers and sisters to listen attentively, and also after the tafsir and also his comment and analysis, we will throw to the audience to give their questions in, and also if you are also welcome to give your comments. So inshallah, get prepared after the Sheikh has finished his commentary. Jazakumullah khairan. فليتفضل مشكورة يا شيخنا.
All right, mashallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Once again, welcome back. Mashallah, you are still alive. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Well, you were talking about different aspects of the women that you cannot propose to, isn't it? Good. And you were talking about that. Okay.
The sons cannot marry.
Okay, all right, yeah. Okay. That means if they have divorced them, you cannot marry them. So.
They make the point where the breastfeeding.
Oh, okay, yes, yeah. Mashallah. In terms of breastfeeding, it is very important because this one has become like a norm in Africa. Women, they just take anybody's child and they just start to breastfeed that particular child. You should not do anything like that. It is not allowed for you to do that. Because at the end of the day, your children may be ending up of marrying their what? Siblings. Then afterwards they come to know that they have children. Then someone comes to come and say that, oh, I have breastfed 2 of you. After they have had their children and so forth, what is going to happen? It's a very, very biggest problem, isn't it? So we should not do something like that. And one of the things that you have to bear in mind, as far as the women are concerned, with regards to women that had been divorced. If the woman is in her iddah, you have them in 2 words, isn't it? You have a woman who had been divorced, but she is in her iddah. Or a widow who is in her iddah. Can you propose to them? No. Why? Why you cannot propose to them? Anything wrong? Proposing to? Because she says she has finished with that person.
In my understanding, if she's still in her iddah, then you can speak to them nicely, give them some words of encouragement, but do not display, say your intention, what you have for them, but you can, you said those women who are in their iddah, for their...
But I said 2 iddah.
Okay, so no, not that one. I misunderstood the subject.
Now, I'll make it easy. Sheikhs, there's a trap here. So there's 2 iddah. So when a woman is married and she divorces her husband, she has to sit a period of time before she gets married to another man. That's iddah. So that's called iddah to talaq. So how long is that?
3 months.
3 months. Good. Well, what about if the woman's husband passes away? That's 4 months and 10 days. Right? So we need to get it clear. Okay. I think that's what Sheikh put it.
Wait, you get it? All right, but I said, can you propose to them during that course of the iddah?
No. You have to wait.
Both, there is no proposal in this matter for both of them because they've not finished their iddah. As long as they are in their iddah, it is forbidden to propose to them. But when they finish, as Allah said, فَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ, there is no sin upon you, فِيمَا فَعَلْنَا فِي أَنفُسِنَا, whatever they do to themselves, whether they accept after that a man who comes to them and proposes to them that they want to marry them, then they are okay. But as long as in their iddah, for example, like the iddah of the one that is just divorcing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as talaq maratan. Of course, you do 2 divorce. The first one talaq, And then before the iddah finishes, the man can able to revoke the talaq before it happens. But if it passes, then it's one talaq. But if you go the second time again, also there is chance within that 3 months period waiting, the man to revoke the talaq. But if he waits, the time expires, then he has no right to marry that wife, that woman, except another. He has no right to marry that woman after 2 talaq. The third one, after two talaq, the third one now, he has no right to wait to retain that woman after the 3 months. And then it finishes there, and other husband can marry the take her.
So you can get another driver. Okay. 3 times. That means 3 times. But some people, look, they have it in a wrong way. They feel that when the woman is in her iddah, after 1 month, you said, I divorce you. Then the next month, which is 2 months, he goes and said, I divorce you. And then the third one, he goes, he said, I divorce you. And you consider that one to be what? 3. That is wrong. Once you say, I divorce you, that is it. That is it. You don't need to repeat or whatever and so on and so forth. There is no repetition here. Okay. So when they finish the iddah, and the third one, the reason why one of them you can make ilmah, in other words, for example, you can make a gesture, for example. Which one? The one who is in the iddah of wafat. That means the widow who is in her iddah, which is how many? And 10 days. 4 months and 10 days. SubhanAllah. This is different. Because the woman who is being divorced, he has what? So how can this one be 4 months and 10 days? Is there any reason for that? Now, to do what? Okay. All right, mashallah. Because a woman who is divorced to go through the iddah, then what is called this thing that has the man's, this thing that has gone inside of her, it finishes clear from the belly of that woman in 3 months' time. But the widow, it does not. The widow, it does not. Why? Because it is because of the grievances she'll be going through. So the hormone to take that, it takes 4 months and 10 days. Medically, they have now got to know that, yes, it takes 4 months and 10 days for it to get away from the womb. Okay. So, now, when a woman is in this kind of a state and so forth, but one thing I have to tell both brothers and sisters, if there is a divorce, no one should go and talk about the negative things about another person. This is very, very important. Okay? It is you who don't want it, or it did not go well with you, mashallah. But maybe somebody, it can go well with that particular person. It may depend, isn't it? Good. So you do not go and talk bad about someone and so forth. Okay? Because sometimes also the people, they can change, isn't it? As the Prophet ﷺ has said, what Allah has written for that particular person, maybe you see the person doing all bad things, but the time that he or she is going to die, what has been written, that he will be among the people of Al-Jannah, he started to do that. Look at that man. He was drunk. He always drinking. He was always drinking. He doesn't care about the deeds and so forth. So one day he went to the masjid during the daytime. The imam was sitting with about four people, just sitting, talking and so forth. And what did he do? He came, he tried to enter. They said, no, you are drunk, he cannot allow you to enter. Until the imam got to know, he went. He said, what? He said, I want to come and pray. And people said, you cannot come and pray, look at you. You are drunk, you cannot even move and so forth. He said, no, I want to pray with the imam. Imam said, look, leave him for me. You know, he said, take off your slippers. He took off his slippers. Imam took him and showed him how to make wudu and brought him
Question now. Your son, the wife of your sons, can you marry them?
After divorce.
If after they divorce them. Why? It's your son's wife, okay. So, to make it easy, how many types of sons do you have? Two. What are they?
Foster sons.
Yes, your biological son
Foster sons.
and your foster son. Right. So would it make a difference if it's your foster son? Good. So let's go back to Sheikh.
All right, mashallah. So you cannot, and not only that, for the peace in the family, because if the son got to know that after divorcing his wife, the dad went and proposed to her, marry her, what do you think it will happen in the house? Because he would say that, oh, so even while I was what? Struggling with her, you were the one who was what? Yes. And that can cause a bloodshed, isn't it?
Yeah.
That can cause a bloodshed. So technically, it's better you leave that particular person. You leave the person. And you come to your stepdaughters under your care. Stepdaughters under your care. Stepdaughter comes from where?
From your wife.
From your wife. Very good. He said, if you have entered into the mother of that daughter, you understand? But if you did not enter into the mother and then divorce came, for example, they got married today and in the night, the woman said, look, I didn't see your face properly.
He was fully covered.
I was thinking about a very handsome man, but no, I can't be with you. And therefore, they divorced. So there is no any kind of what? Relations. Consummation did not take place. Okay? But she has a stepwife, daughter. Can you propose to her stepdaughter? Huh? Can you propose to her stepdaughter?
So who are those who say yes? Why? There wasn't any relationship. And those who say yes, those who say no. Yes, why?
I mean, there's a valid reason why the mom said that she doesn't want the husband. So why should the daughter say yes to this?
Exactly, but Sheikh said yes. Some people change. Yeah, and one man's meat, another man's poison. So what the mom did not say in the husband, maybe the daughter see. Well, okay, let's give Sheikh Musa.
Sheikh Musa, what do you say about it?
There's nothing has happened between both of them. So there is nothing wrong if the man goes to the stepdaughter. It's not about the intention. Intention has nothing to do with this. It's the action. The action has void that relationship. If the action take place, then even just once, and the divorce, then that child became haram for the man. So, but as long as they've not gone into, even the proposal is that they have not gone, the man has not gone into the woman, then it's valid for the man to marry that stepdaughter. So I know women will take it in a literal way because it's my daughter. You already approached my daughter, so you don't have.
After they have finished, divorce.
Yes, in this case, it's very clear. I mean, let us make things clear. In Islam, as long as a man and a woman, they come together and they consummate, I mean, the man and they consummate, then anything that comes after that, from that, someone that is related to that woman, apart from her sister, for example, God forbid, if she dies, if she passed away, then he can marry the sister or cousin of that woman. But in terms of the daughter, he cannot marry that daughter. But if the man just proposed to the woman and did not consummate the marriage, then something happens that, like what the Sheikh explained, either on the side of the wife or the husband, and say, oh, I didn't see you properly, and then the daughter is there, then if, as fan can say, one man's poison is another man's food. So it's valid. So don't get confused. The only thing is that when both of them have gone into each other, then it has become haram for the man not to have anything to do with the daughter anymore.
Okay, before we pass the microphone to Sheikh, I think what we need to understand is culture and the deen.
Yes.
The culture will frown upon it, right? And some women, they don't want to be second best. Some, if you propose to their friends and then it doesn't work and then you go to propose to them, it's not going to work. As long as she knows that you've been there and say, no. Even if nothing happened. You understand? So that's urf, that's culture. But what Sheikh is explaining here is the legal aspect of the Sharia. What is permissible. And I want us to pay attention to what Sheikh is saying. He says proposal. It's a marriage. So for you to even marry a woman, you have to propose first, isn't it? So these women that you cannot even think about proposing, you cannot propose to, that it's even haram for you to marry them. Because the khitbah is the first thing, right? To say, I want to marry you. So if you cannot do it legally, then that means you cannot marry them. Well, may Allah make it easy. And I will come back to Sheikh.
All right, mashallah. This question had been answered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself, isn't it? Okay, read that part.
Oh, okay.
Give the meaning of that.
Which one? The one
No.
Okay. وحلائل أبنائكم. Okay. وحلائل أبنائكم الذين من أصلابكم.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay. We're on page 215. Okay. The same surah. We're on the same surah.
No, the same surah.
Yes. We start ayah 23, but it's on page 215, the top of the page. Yes. After wa ummahatu nisaikum, your wife's mothers. Then the one after that is وَرَبَائِبُكُمُ اللَّاتِي فِي هُجُورِكُم مِّن نِّسَائِكُمُ اللَّاتِي دَخَلْتُم بِهِنَّ فَإِن لَّمْ تَكُونُوا دَخَلْتُم بِهِنَّ فَلَا جُنَاحَ عَلَيْكُمْ. Right? It's very long, but it says your stepdaughters. Your stepdaughters under your guardianship, born of your wives, to whom ye have gone in. No prohibition if you have not gone in. Those who have not been wives of your son. Okay? So if you haven't gone in, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no problem. But if you have gone in, then there is a problem.
Both cases.
Then you can't go, yes. There is both cases, yes. That's the best way to put it.
MashaAllah. So this is very important before you propose to a woman. You must find out all these kind of things and so forth, so that you do not go and regret, okay, at the end of the day. And when you talk about having the two sisters, marrying two sisters at the same time, that is what is haram. Okay? But what about if that sister had been divorced? The sister from, there's two sisters from the same father and mother. Okay? And he married to one of them. And then afterwards, they came to divorce. What happened? Can he marry, if he wants to, marry the next sister?
No.
So we understand the question.
Yes. Okay.
Two sisters, mom and dad. Then one of them got married earlier, and then the marriage did not work. And with the man, and then the man or the husband divorced her, or she divorced the husband, and then the husband said, well, if this does not work, then I can go to maybe the younger sister or the one that's older, but they are sisters from the same mom and the same dad. Can that happen?
Even
Can he propose?
Even from the same dad, not from the same mom.
Okay, he can propose. Right. Okay. Let's hear from the brothers. Can he propose?
Yes.
Yes, he can. Okay. Let's go to our mufti.
Just as you mentioned about the culture, here people, their standpoint always say no, it's because of the culture, because they think that it's impossible.
The Sheikh Musa is talking about. Let me give it to Sheikh Musa.
Yes, these questions we have to judge them critically according to the Quran, not according to our cultural background, because people might think this is a sister and this is a sister, and one married to this man, and this man divorced this sister. Whether even they are sisters not from the same one, but one's from the.
Okay, hold on. Well, I would like us to throw to Sheikh, because this is critical, like Sheikh Musa was saying. Sometimes when the divorce happens, it's not peaceful. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says it is the last resort. Once nikah happens, that's why I tell sisters, when these men want to marry you, they will tell you everything. But the problem is, once you get into the marriage, you are tied. Once you want to get out, it becomes bad for you. You have the bad name. Always sisters go out of marriages, they have bad name. Women say, well, it didn't work. You understand? But once the sisters start to lose a husband, then you find the whole family coming to support her. So do we need to ask Sheikh?
Against the man?
Yes, against the man, sometimes. So we need to come back to Sheikh and ask Sheikh, is it in all circumstances? Or there are exceptions?
Yeah, you have to ask them.
Okay, no, what to ask you?
You're the ones you say.
You're the expert.
MashaAllah. The most important thing, Islam wants peace. Islam wants peace. It is allowed that you can marry the second sister. But al-afdal and la yakun. The best thing is it should not be. Why? Yes.
So to avoid
Animosity.
Yes, to avoid animosity and hatred and so forth. Because Shaitan is very, very clever, You know what Shaitan told, Fir'aun? Huh? You don't know? It's better that you don't know. Shaitan told Fir'aun, he said, you Fir'aun, you are worse than me. He said, what? He said, yes. He said, but you're Shaitan. Okay. He said, yes. I call Shaitan. That is all what my name is, isn't it? He said, but you are worse than me. Because I did not say that. I am Allah. Of all what I do, I don't say I am Allah. But you said what? Ana rabbukum a'la. I am your what? Not only Lord, the highest one. So you are more worse than you. So if you are looking for the word Shaitan, it is you, but not me. So Shaitan can come to the mind of the other sister who had been who had been divorced, and said, you know what? Before all that, this man, his eyes were
Always on your sister.
yes. When you are not there, they used to creep here and there. You see, that's why they make the marriage and so forth did not work, so that he can go back and do it. And that can bring a lot of problems. Very, very big problem. And you don't want to get married into a family where you will be the cause of that family to be what? To be disintegrated. No, you don't want that, isn't it? You want to unite the family, call them together, fine. So, there are things that if you feel that, even though it is halal to do, but if you do it, it can cause what? Fitna, this and so on and so forth. It's better not what? Don't do it. Don't do it. Look at Musa alayhi salam and Harun. When Musa alayhi salam went to meet Allah, and left his what? His brother to take care of who? Of the Bani Israel. When he went, they said, oh, you will fish, because they were afraid of Musa alayhi salam because of the strength and so forth. He tried everything with them, but they did not. He said, well, okay. They said, look, if you do anything, you are going to do what? You are going to kill you. He said, okay. He tried everything, so he said, all right, no, I will not do anything. Even though Musa alayhi salam told him that, look, you have to take care of them. Make sure that they are under your what? Okay, your command. So as soon as Musa alayhi salam came, what happened? And he saw that they were worshipping that God. What did he do to his brother?
Grab him by the beard.
Yeah, and then grab him and so forth. What did the brother do?
Do not shame me, do not drag me, do not shame me in front of the peace.
Did he fight him?
No.
He did not. He did not. He calmed down and so forth. But he did not also want to tell me anything. Because Musa was what?
Strong. Very strong.
Very strong, and he was very, very angry. So he said, let me, my brother, cool down first. Then you can talk. So when he finished, and he cooled down, he asked, why do you not listen? He said, because, first of all, these people did not want to listen to me, and I am not so strong like you. These people, they are not afraid of me. They are afraid of you. Okay? And they even threatened to do what? To kill me. And I alone, I cannot handle all these people. That's why I did not do anything. And at the same time, when you were dragging me, I did not want to do anything. Why? So that it will not bring what? Disunity. Okay. So look, here, even though he could have said something, he could do and whatever he has to do and so forth, but he did not do it. For what? Because of the peace. He didn't do that one. So you have to bear in mind whenever you have these two sisters, you marry one of them and then you divorce, think very, very carefully. Think very carefully before you enter into the next one, because it can cause a lot of problem in the family, and you will not like that. You will not like that. Even the children from your side, it will become big problem. It will become big problem, and especially if the mother is alive. If the mother is alive, that's another problem myself. So you have to be very careful about that one. All right, I think you are coming to the end now. You cannot also propose to a woman who had her ihram. If someone going to Hajj or Umrah, and she in a state of what? Ihram, you cannot propose that woman. For example, you are making tawaf, and then you make that. Are you being proposed? Can I have your number?
Yes, exactly. Or when you are doing the rukun, Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana. Naam. So if the woman has got ihram, they have done the ihram in the miqat, whether it's for Hajj or Umrah, that's what Sheikh is saying. So why do you think you shouldn't propose at that time? Sorry? You're there to worship Allah. Okay. Anyone? Allah prohibited it. Okay. Any other reason? Allah prohibited it, yes, we know, but any other reason we can think about?
Because you distract you from
distract you from
your ibadah.
From your ibadah. Okay, and what else? The men, let's come to the brothers. What else will happen if that was allowed in Mecca? What do you think will be happening?
A lot of distraction.
It's going to be mixed match, isn't it? Mixed match venue.
There will be no concentration.
No concentration. 2 million people, or just 1 million doing tawaf. So everybody will be sharpening their eyes. You know?
Dating site.
Yeah, dating site. It will have been the biggest dating site. And then the enemies of Islam will have been using it today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they would have been saying, look at them. They say they go in there to worship.
Yeah,
And now look, they just go in just to date each other. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Hakim. He's prevented it long time ago. You know? Long time ago. And I'm sure those of you who have been to Hajj and Umrah, it's not the place that you even think of a woman as a woman or a man as a man, isn't it? You don't even think, because you are focusing on the ibadah, you know. And many of the times I've been there, I've never heard or seen people go do tawaf or Safa and Marwa, and then you don't even have that kind of thinking, you know. And knowing that it is even haram or it's not even permissible, I think even lock it even more stronger now.
I've not seen it, but it's on YouTube. Thank God Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always said it. That فَاسْأَلْ أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنْتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Ask the people of the knowledge if you do not know. It's not wrong to propose to a woman, especially if you're in haram. But when she's in a state of purity, making intention of performing Hajj or Umrah, then that's when it's forbidden until after the period. I have seen it, and someone highlighted it on YouTube, right in haram, in the Kaaba, and the brother was leaning down to the sister, proposing. And this, if people don't be careful, they will do the wrong thing. And as long as you go, let me tell you this, when we go for Hajj and Umrah, you see a lot of people doing lots of mistakes. These kind of lessons, we need to take them very seriously and listen attentively and very carefully, and also pass on whatever we benefit from here. That's why I always made this prayer, saying, may Allah continue to prolong our Sheikh and give him good health, and so that we may benefit from him more and more days, years to come. Because things like this, if you don't have the experts to enlighten you, we will follow the people or our predecessors, like the Christians and the Jews, as the Prophet ﷺ said. Even though they are going to the whole of the hellfire, you follow them. And we see a lot of copycats. We copy them in many things today. Yes, and look about nikah, the way they do now marriages. You see chartering these limousines, horses, and bringing, say, after the nikah at home, they will come to the masjid again. They're making it so complex that you do 3 steps. The same nikah is going to 3 stages. I don't know whether nikah or traditional marriage or white wedding, this and that. These are things really, it's not from al-Islam. If you want to propose to a sister, you like the sister, there is nothing bad, but whatever Allah SWT has legislate, stay on that one and do not go beyond the borders of Allah SWT. Allah SWT, you can do anything, but His boundaries, when you cross them, wallahi, He is angry. May Allah save us and protect us from crossing His boundaries. And may Allah continue to guide us. So we'll give the mic to the Sheikh.
In addition, Sheikh.
Yes.
In addition, what Sheikh Musa has said, I personally said I will not be talking on it in this masjid, because the parents, you talk to them, make nikah simple. Wallahi, they will listen. But the day they have a suitor for their daughters, subhanallah, every kind of mountain will be put. You have to have this, you have to have this. But there's no difference between us and other people anymore. And that's why now you see it become very expensive, very stressful. And then at the end of the day, you're gonna go and try to cover the shame, because things happen. And then it's too much. And now if you're gonna spend 5,000 on a hall, that 5,000, if you give the people who have gotten married in their account, that's good. You know, that's a good start. Very low, my brother. That's a good start. But 10,000, for example, and you have to pay the cameraman, it's too much. So it's man-made. We have made it upon ourselves. You know, we have made it upon ourselves. So may Allah make it easy. Let's come back to Sheikh before we run out of time.
All right, mashallah. No, this is very, very important in terms of marriages and so forth. Because some people, they come to me, they got married, the man spent 25,000 for one marriage. And after 1 week, the man came to me. I said, mashallah. So now you are coming to give me my share then. He said, what's happened? The marriage, he said, I did not know this woman doing like this at all. I can't go on with that marriage again. I said, 1 week? He said, you know how much I spent? I said, how can I know? Because I'm not inside. I'm just outside. He said, I spent 25,000 pounds in this marriage. Even the dress of the woman, 4,500. This one, that one, this. He said, I said, wow. So what do you want to do now? He said he wants to get out of the marriage. So he wants to know what to do. I said, look, this is a very, very expensive marriage. Don't come out so quick like that. 1 week? He said, no, even this is the 1 week. What about if I stay with her for 1 year? I'll finish, I'll commit suicide. I said, you see, how did you get all this? He had taken loans. He has taken loans. I said, now you come out of this?
You still have to pay the loans.
You still have to pay the loans? And if you are going to marry another one, you cost. I said, this. That's why Prophet Muhammad has said, the blessed marriage, and also is the one with what? With the simplest what? Mahar. So this is what you're supposed to do. You don't make it so hard, because nowadays it is what competition, as this one is saying. You are copying. Copycat. What people are doing, look now, Muslim children, Muslim men and so forth, they say they are going to rap. The same thing that the non-Muslims are doing. No difference. We don't have any kind of way to say that, look, this is the way we have to do it for these people to follow us. But instead, you are the ones what? Following them in every aspect. You know, so we should not follow this kind of thing. As the hadith, which Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had said that you will follow what? Yes, of the book. Step by step, even if they enter into what? No, the whole of what? Okay, the Quran. And when Imam narrated that one, and he said, Rawahu Tirmizi. This hadith was what? Collected by Tirmizi. One of the listeners, he said, MashaAllah, Tirmizi huwa qawi, dakhala fi hujr, he said, Tirmizi is very, very strong. He entered into that hole and brought out that lizard. So, all what you have to do, brothers and sisters, if you are in any kind of thing, but you should try to cover the faults of one another. This is so important. When some people, their marriage breaks, this one just goes there, and especially nowadays with this kind of WhatsApps. This, that man is this, that man is that, that woman is this. Come on. If it doesn't work with you, maybe to work with someone. You can go to someone else. Okay. So you have to make sure that you should not defame our brothers and sisters, but instead you should talk good about people.
Just two questions, one from the sisters and one from the brothers, because we don't have time. And from there, we wrap up. Sheikh BAIMBA will wrap the whole, summarize the whole. No, you can do it, Mari BAIMBA. So we start from where? The brother, yes?
No, I just.
There's a sister. Okay.
Yeah, I'll come to you. I'll come to you, inshallah.
It's not so much a question. It's when we talk about breastfeeding and things like that, isn't it in this country, in these hospitals, don't they take milk from women who's got plenty of milk and feed other babies in this country? Like, you know what I mean?
Brother Abdul Haq asked a brilliant question. In this country, he said, like some women, because they have plenty of milk, they donate their milk. Milk bank, like a milk bank. And for those women, maybe due to illness or maybe they don't have enough milk, this milk will be distributed to those mothers to give to their kids. What Islam says about that?
Okay. I think you heard the question. Good. What is Islamic verdict about that? Islamic verdict is the same. It's the same like the woman is giving breast milk to this child. So it becomes haram for that woman, children, to do what? To marry and so on. Okay? But you say they do not know themselves. It is like Some people, they make their sperm or their egg, for example, okay? And some who cannot,
Surrogate mother.
so, yes, they have what, surrogate mothers or something like that. Or the egg, okay? All these things you cannot do it. Because once it comes from another person and not from your own, that is from husband to the wife, then it is not permitted in Islam. It's not permitted in Islam. But if you do it, that child know that your children cannot what? Marry to that particular child. That's how it is.
The last question to the sister there was,
During the Ida period, is the man allowed to like give an hint to the woman, like after your period, then I can marry you or something? Is he allowed? Is that marriage allowed?
which of the women? Because there are two.
Divorced women.
Yes, the divorced women.
Yes.
So during
the Ida period.
yes,
And somebody.
it's not if he's not finished yet.
He hasn't finished, but
Someone else.
yes, give an hint that after your Ida period. So that proposal at that time or that hint, is that woman allowed to marry to that woman to the man after the period?
Well, Alhamdulillah, the question has already been answered. If you listen earlier, our previous, when the Sheikh was dwelling on this topic, as long as they are in the period, for both, whether the person is a deceased person or the woman's husband is still alive, as long as the period has not expired, they are not allowed to go out of that zone. You know, even, listen when Allah says about even the woman whose husband passed away, that...
No, the question is that they know that they are not allowed to get
but it's
at
hard.
that period.
At that period, during the period...
A gesture for them to know that after the period, can we get married?
After the period, yes, after when the Ida finishes, they can get married to whoever they want.
No. Let me say this in our local language.
Okay.
The question my wife is asking is, like say this woman is doing
Ida,
yes. Then is it possible for this man to go or send someone and they give a hint to this woman and say, after you done this, even though when she is doing the Ida, say, after you done this, I want to propose to you. That's the question.
Okay, let me answer it.
Okay, Bismillah. If you're listening, if you're following, Sheikh Bari answered this question. If the woman is in the Ida of Talaq, if she's in the Ida of Talaq, she's divorcing her husband, then you can't do that. No. But if the husband has passed away and she's grieving, and you have an intention, now you can be buying her meat, you can be buying stuff you bring, but you don't have to say anything. So when she's grieving, she's saying that, oh, this man is empathizing with me, maybe this brother is a good one, those times when I was low, he would send me like a card, those kind of things. So then, yes. So when she finishes her Ida, because when the Ida is coming to an end, that's the time she will start thinking. You understand? But the time she is grieving, you have a tendency of failing, in fact. You know, because it can be very serious. Because say, for example, somebody passed away suddenly, you know, heart attack, and they could not even say goodbye to their wives. And then after 2 months, 3 months, you come in and telling the woman, I want to get married to you. You'll be mad. You know, so you need to build up. You know, women is emotion. You need to start build up. You build up. That's what's in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah. But you do not have to state it. You don't have to send somebody covertly or overtly. You don't have to do it openly or secretly. All what you got to do is to be kind to her.
Say good words. Words of encouragement.
Even good words, you have to be careful.
Well, I mean, just to console her for her loss. I mean, I don't mean for her to to go to this topic that she will start thinking that this man has an intention.
She will know.
I mean, no. Remember, when someone is grieving, there are soothing words that you can say to someone because sometimes grief can result to kind of sadness, from sadness to depression. So you don't want the person to go through that. The kind words that you can say and be patient, and this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we all will go through that. These are the things I'm saying.
Okay.
And also, as you already mentioned, I mean, of course, when you reach to a period, you started passing some 1 or 2 informations that will signal the whole thing. So for me in general,
by accident, you become aware that this man's intention is there. Are you still allowed to marry the man after the period?
Well, as long as he hasn't voiced it out. I mean, there's nothing wrong about that. When he voices it out, that's you've gone beyond the border of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
After the period, you're not allowed to marry.
Well, that case, as is very clear.
Well, the thing is, if you have in the niyyah, the intention, but you didn't say it, right? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not hold us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what we think, but He doesn't hold us accountable of what we think until we translate it into action.
Yes.
Right? So you do not have to be in a hate, say, oh, maybe this brother is not married, but he doesn't know my intention, but if I wait 4 months and 10 days, he's going to get married. And then you put in a text or a WhatsApp. That's the problem. You understand? But you just, if you are interested, you just need to pray and maybe something will happen. And even if you heard that this brother is going to get married to somebody, that it won't happen. But I know sometimes that what happens, you know? But I'll make it easy.
Okay, subhanaka Allahumma nashhadu an la ilaha illallah nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. So inshallah by next week we continue the episode of this wonderful topic, because these are things, you see, may Allah make us among the thulatul al-awwalin wa qalilul al-akhirin. No.